So, I wanted to make a part two because I got cut off by a call, and that was too long. I'm not gonna go that route. It was too long for very little pay, you know. But anyway, so what I was saying was, you know, when you have a short memory, you tend to like not be motivated anymore. You know what I mean? You lose your thoughts inside your head. You know what I'm saying? You know, so what happens is when you don't have a long memory, you don't have the motivation or the drive to complete the goal. So what happens is a lot of us, we get stuck and get caught up in just having a short memory, and you forget about what happened. Like, for example, if you got fired from a job from people who hate you, you know what I'm saying, by people who hate you, or somebody fucking got you fired somehow, what we tend to do is we go to the next job and we forget about what happened. So what we do is we don't take action. Like, you know, in order to keep that from happening again, you must open up your own business or be self-employed somehow. So, okay. So then we forget, you know, how it was and how we felt to be fired from a job, you know, and then unemployed and going through hunger and starvation. You know what I'm saying? We forget about those things and we just move on to the next job and we get comfortable again. Or something happened to that job and we move on to the next job and we get comfortable again. So you got to keep it in mind that it's going to continue throughout your whole entire life to happen like this until you buckle down and say, you know what, I'm fed up. I need to be self-employed. I don't need to be I don't need to be dependent on another human being to give me a check for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? I don't need to have my destiny in somebody else's hands for the rest of my life. You know, and, you know, I remember I got fired because of this chick one day back in 2008 when the stock market crashed. You know, and I was dealing with a broad on the job, right? Ever since then, I haven't been dealing with any females around my work, you know, unless they're like from a different country or something. You know what I mean? Because I know that a lot of females from a different country, they're not gonna run to like the supervisor and try to snitch on you because you and her have had a falling out. It doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I learned how to, like, you know, not trust people around my work and get caught up and get tangled up with people around my work where I eat, because I got a long memory. You know what I'm saying? I remember how it was. But another thing, if you don't have a long memory, you can continue to fall for the same traps over and over again. You know what I'm saying? You know, you'll fall for the same thing over and over again because you forgot how it was and how you felt at that moment. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then you let your enemies corner you. You know, if you don't have a long memory, your enemies can do whatever they want to do to you, you know, and you will forget about it like a month later. You'll forget, oh, it's all good, man. You did me wrong. You got me fired. I was starving. You know, it's all good, you know what I mean? And then the thing is, when it happens again, you know, I mean, and you'll forget about it again. It'll go in your head and out the other. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, dude, when are you gonna learn? You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn from your past mistakes and keep it moving. You know? So when I see dudes like lollygagging, you know, wasting time when they're supposed to be on their purpose, you know, I see that they got a short memory. You know, they got a short memory on how, I mean, they got a short memory about the bad things that happened to them in the past. So, you know, I'm going to use a prime example real quick with my nephew. You know, my nephew's on YouTube. I'm not going to expose, you know, I'm not going to expose him at all. You know, but the thing is, he got fired from a job that had really good benefits. You know, it was a way so he could save money and make it to the next step. So the people on the job didn't like him. Okay? The people on the job didn't like him. They got him fired. You know? And what the sad part is what, you know, he signed the papers of so the papers, and you know, basically, I don't know, like, he gave them his consent. Basically, how can I explain this? He signed the papers so that he wouldn't be able to sue them in the long run, basically. You know, instead of taking it as a being fired, you know, he signed some papers so that they can cover their ass. You know what I'm saying? That way he couldn't come back with a lawsuit. You know, oh yeah, it's fine, I'll sign these papers. No, you don't sign any papers. You go straight to your lawyer, you know, so you can get compensated, you know, for pain and suffering. You know what I mean? It's just like nowadays you got to be a really sharp animal to survive out here in this wilderness. So, and you cannot have a short memory. You know, you always got to be, you know, thinking about what happened to you in the past and try to like keep it from happening again. Now, yeah, so he got fired. So now he's on to the next job, and he's forgetting what happened in the past, because I know he forgot because he don't bring it up no more. A motherfucker who don't forget anything, he'll keep on thinking about that shit, and he'll keep on bringing it up all the time, and he'll use that as motivation to make himself better in life, so he won't be at the hands of another human being. Because the people that are in charge of you, the people who are signing your paychecks, they're human, just like you, dude. They're human. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was trying to get my nephew, you know, to help him out with his YouTube channel and help him out with becoming a better rapper and stuff like that. You know, he didn't want to have nothing to do with me. The guy just disappeared. And I tried to call him. He don't respond to my calls. So I'm like, what type of family is this? Is that, you know, when I try to give him some, you know, some pointers on how to grow his YouTube channel. I mean, I'm not growing his YouTube channel. You know, I had a channel with 1,200 subscribers, and I didn't see any benefit in my in that last channel. So I let it go, and I started doing fitness. And then I got caught up with my ex-girlfriend, and that fucked up. Goddamn, she got curves. You know, that fucked up the shit I was doing with the fitness channel. So I learned from my mistakes nowadays. Now, and this quarantine thing is bringing a lot of things to my attention. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing things that I haven't saw before. I haven't been drinking no alcohol. You know what I'm saying? So my brain is pretty much sharper than what it was before. You know what I'm saying? So what I try to do is I try to reach out to other people and try to brainstorm on getting out of this fucking struggle. And it seems like I'm gonna have to do it all by myself. But I'm gonna keep this in mind that, you know, I got a long memory now. I have changed a lot of things about myself. So when things start to happen for me and I start to eat, I'll know who to keep out of my circle and who to keep inside of my circle. Because I need to be surrounded by people, you know, that think like me. Yeah, I'm not rich and successful. You know what I'm saying? You know, when I was trying to teach him the ins and outs about music and stuff like that, he was saying, well, you're not successful. You know, you're not the, yeah, but I made the mistakes that he made. You know what I'm saying? I made the mistakes that he made in the beginning. You know, putting your music out there without copywriting, working with people who don't really have really good talent. You know, I can see that shit, that he was making the same mistakes that I made, working with untalented people. You know, dudes who don't got bars, dudes who can't really rap, dudes who don't got potential. You know what I'm saying? Some type of raw talent to work with. You know what I'm saying? I made those mistakes, and I was telling him to, like, not make those mistakes, because I'm not in a position like him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in the position like he is right now. So I'm trying to, like, you know, give him some pointers. You know what I'm saying? But it looks like I'm gonna have to lead by example. So that's what I'm gonna do right now, man. I'm gonna have to lead by example. Keep my plans and stuff mostly to myself. I might tell you guys about what I'm doing a little bit, but other than that, I don't go into specific details on what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? But back to the long memory thing. You gotta have a long memory, okay? Now all the things that people have done to me are now starting to come back to my head. My family members did a lot of bad things to me, man, and I gotta prove them wrong. You know, I gotta make them submit to me, man. And the way you make them submit to me is by becoming successful in life. When you become successful, then people want to soften up and want to kiss your ass. Because you got what? Resources. You know, time to start having a long memory, man. You know what I mean? I remember when I got fired from Lyft and Uber. I remember that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember all that shit that people have done to me. It's all in the long memory bank. You got to have a long memory. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're dealing with your enemies. Because your enemies got long memories. They're not going to let that shit go. You know what I mean? Your enemies got long fucking memories. But I got to get back to work. I just wanted to drop that jewel real quick. It's always good to have a really good long memory, because what we tend to do, a lot of guys tend to do, they forget about the rejection, you know, in women, or they forget about the time they got fired from, you know, because of another human being got them fired at work or whatever. You know, and then it goes through one ear and out the next, and they find another job or whatever. And they're like, you know, it's all good. That's all fine. Nah, it could happen again, man. Remember what happened last time. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is focusing on having a long memory. Me too, man. I'm still in self-improvement mode. I was taught wrong coming up. I was taught wrong, and I'm trying to correct things. I'm unlearning things myself, you know, and I'm just passing the knowledge to my nephew and stuff like that. And he seemed like he don't want to take no knowledge or anything that I have fucking went through. I mean, I went through like shit when I was doing music, and I saw that it didn't work. It was playing back in my head like a montage movie, man. That shit was like a movie. It was like, okay, well, these are the mistakes that you made, man. Try to pass it on to your nephew so he won't make the same mistakes. It looks like the hard-headed gonna have to feel it, man. You can't tell them. You can't tell a hard-head nothing. They gotta feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like I heard before, a hard head makes a soft behind. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta get back to work. You guys have a good day. I might make a part 3. Like I said, man, long memory. Remember how they did you. But use that energy toward something productive, though. You can walk around pissed off, but use that pistility in your work. Just remember how they made you feel when they did some things to you, and you'll be more successful in life. I used to have a short memory. I just recently learned how to keep a long memory, man, and that's been making me better. I'm better now. Saving money, stacking bread, laser beam focus. I'm not perfect. I made a lot of mistakes, but I am getting on my real path right now. This quarantine, coronavirus has made me a better person. I don't drink. I'm not smoking any weed or nothing. I never really smoked weed, but I'm not doing none of that shit, man. My mind's focused, laser beam. You guys have a good day. Subscribe, comment, and like. I'm out.